Welcome to Chat English, where today we are going to talk about the new year without the usual stress and panic. Did you know that 80% of English learners give up on their big goals by the second week of February? I can see you right now. You are sitting there with a brand new notebook. You are frantically writing down a list. I must learn 50 words a day. No, 100 words. If I don't study for 2 hours every night, I will never be fluent. You're crossing things out, tearing the paper, and your heart is beating fast because you feel like you are already behind.
I know that feeling so well. I remember my first January at university. I made a resolution list so long it actually touched the floor. I bought 5 different textbooks and told myself I would read them all in a month. By January 3rd, just 3 days later, I was crying in the library because I was so tired. I felt like such a failure before the year had even really started.
That is exactly what we want to stop today. By the end of this episode, we are going to help you delete the phrase I must from your vocabulary, and we are going to teach you the English of gentle progress.
Dave, you look a little bit intense today. You have a pen in your hand and you are gripping it very tightly.
I'm intense, Jessica. It is January 2nd. A holiday is over, the decorations are coming down, and now the panic is setting in.
The panic? You mean the New Year, New Me panic?
Exactly. I feel this pressure to suddenly be a perfect person. I look at my English or my diet or my schedule, and I just want to fix everything immediately.
It is a heavy feeling. We go from the peace of Christmas, sitting by the fire, eating chocolate, straight into this high-pressure environment.
It is like jumping into a cold swimming pool.
That is a great description. It is a shock to the system. But tell me, what is on your list? What are these resolutions that are making you so stressed?
Well, the classic ones. I will lose 10 kilograms. I will save $5,000. And for English, I will never make a grammar mistake again.
Wow, those are big promises. I will never make a mistake again? That sounds impossible, Dave.
But that is what a resolution is, right? It is a promise to yourself. We use the future tense, I will. It feels strong. It feels like a command.
It does feel strong, but it also feels rigid, like a prison.
A prison? That is a dark way to look at self-improvement.
Think about it. When you say, I will never eat sugar, what happens the moment you eat one cookie?
I feel like I broke the rule. I failed.
Exactly. You failed. And when we feel like failures, what do? Do we try harder?
No. Usually I just eat the rest of the cookies and give up until next year.
We all do that. It's all or nothing. And that is why 80% of people quit by February. The grammar we use for resolutions, this strict I will, sets us up to fail.
So are you saying we shouldn't make resolutions? Should we just sit on the sofa and do nothing all year?
No, not at all. Growth is beautiful. Learning English is a wonderful goal. But maybe the problem isn't the goal. Maybe the problem is the words we use to describe it.
Okay, I am listening. But if I don't use I will, how do I commit to something?
We need to shift our thinking. We focus so much on the result, the perfect body, the perfect bank account, the perfect English fluency. We forget about the human being who has to do the work every day.
That is true. I treat myself like a machine. Robot Dave, execute program, learn English.
Exactly. But you are not a robot, Dave. You are a person. You get tired, you get sick, you have bad days. A machine doesn't need grace, but a human does.
Grace. That is a word we usually hear in church, or maybe in a very serious context. What does grace mean when we are talking about goals?
Grace means giving yourself permission to be imperfect. It means being kind to yourself while you are trying to improve. It is the opposite of punishment.
I like the sound of that. Kind improvement.
Let me tell you a story. Have you heard of the tortoise and the hare?
Of course, the rabbit and the turtle. The rabbit runs fast, stops to sleep, and the turtle wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race.
We teach that story to children, but we forget it as adults. In January, we are all the rabbit. We sprint. We run as fast as we can. We study for 4 hours a day, and then we crash.
We burn out.
Burnout. That is a great phrasal verb. What does it mean to burn out?
It is like a candle. When the wax is gone, the flame dies. It means you have used all your energy and you physically cannot continue. You are exhausted.
Exactly. We burn out because we are trying to sprint a marathon. But the tortoise? He just takes one step, then another step. He doesn't panic. He doesn't say, I must run faster. He just keeps moving.
So you are saying we need to be the tortoise. But being the tortoise feels boring, Jessica. It doesn't feel exciting like New Year, New Me.
It isn't exciting in the beginning. But do you know what is exciting? Actually finishing the race. Being fluent in English in December instead of quitting in February.
Touché. That is a very good point. I would rather be slow and successful than fast and failed.
So let's look at your list again. You wrote, I will learn 50 words a day.
Yes, it looks very impressive on the page.
It does. But let's change the grammar. Instead of the future simple, I will, which is a promise about a result, let's use the present continuous. Let's focus on the process.
The present continuous, that is the ing form, right?
Yes, I am doing. I am learning. So instead of I will learn 50 words, try saying I am focusing on expanding my vocabulary.
I am focusing on expanding my vocabulary. It feels softer. It feels like something I am doing right now, not a test I have to pass in the future.
Exactly. It is an intention, not a rule. An intention is
Like a direction on a compass. You are walking north. If you stumble and fall, you get up and keep walking north. You didn't break north. You are just still on the journey.
I like that distinction. A rule can be broken. A direction is just a path,
Let's try another one. You said, I will never make a grammar mistake again.
which, now that I say it out loud, sounds ridiculous. Even native speakers make mistakes.
We definitely do. I make mistakes all the time when I am speaking fast. So how can we rephrase that with grace?
Maybe I am learning to correct my own mistakes.
Oh, I love that. I am learning too. That is such a powerful phrase.
I am learning too. It implies that I am not an expert yet. It gives me permission to be a student.
Yes, and it shifts the identity. You are not a failure who makes mistakes. You are a learner who is improving.
Let's try a health one. I will go to the gym every single day.
That is the classic burnout goal.
I know. By Thursday, my legs hurt and I quit. So maybe I am trying to move my body more.
I am trying to. That works. Or even, I am prioritizing my health this year.
Prioritizing. That is a good vocabulary word. It means I am putting it first, right?
Yes, it means it is important to you. If you miss a day at the gym because you are sick, you are still prioritizing your health by resting. You are still consistent with your goal.
That is a mind shift. Resting can be part of the goal. If my goal is, I will go to the gym, then resting is a failure. But if my goal is, I am prioritizing my health, then resting is actually a success.
Precisely. See how the language changes the feeling?
It changes everything. It takes the weight off my shoulders. I can breathe again.
Since we are talking about breathing, I think this is a perfect time to remind our listeners that if they want to keep breathing easier in their English journey, they should join our family here.
That is right. If you want to move from stressful textbook English to this kind of natural, real-world conversation, hit that subscribe button. We are here every week to be your walking companions, not your drill sergeants.
We would love to have you with us. It is a long journey, and it is better with friends.
Okay, Jessica, I have rewritten my list. It looks different now. It is messy, but it feels real.
Messy is good. Life is messy.
But I have a question. Sometimes people ask me about my resolutions. You know, you go to a dinner party in January, or you are back at the office, and a colleague asks, so, what are your New Year's resolutions?
That is a very common small talk question this time of year.
And if I say, I am prioritizing my health, it sounds a bit vague. Sometimes I feel pressure to give a cool answer.
I understand that. We want to impress people. But vulnerability is actually more impressive. Being honest connects us with people more than being perfect.
Vulnerability. That means showing your true feelings, even if they are a bit weak or imperfect?
Yes, so imagine we are at a party. Ask me about my resolutions.
Okay. Hey, Jessica, Happy New Year. Did you make any resolutions for 2024?
You know, Dave, I decided not to make strict resolutions this year. I'm just trying to be a bit more present with my family. It's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress. I have heard that phrase before. What exactly does it mean?
It means the job isn't finished yet. It is happening right now, like a building that is under construction. It is messy, there's dust everywhere, but it is being built.
I love that image. My English is a work in progress. My diet is a work in progress.
It is a humble way to say, I am trying, but I am not perfect. And usually when you say that, the other person relaxes too. They think, oh, thank goodness, I don't have to be perfect either.
It creates a safe space.
Exactly. You can also say, I'm taking it one day at a time.
One day at a time. That is very AA, isn't it? Alcoholics Anonymous?
It comes from there, yes, but it has become a very common idiom for anyone dealing with a big challenge. It means don't worry about December, just worry about today.
I'm taking my English one day at a time. That sounds very peaceful.
It is. And another one I use a lot is, I don't want to bite off more than I can chew.
Ooh, that is a great idiom. To bite off more than you can chew. It means to put too much food in your mouth so you can't eat it.
Right. It means taking on a task that is too big for you. So if someone asks, are you going to learn French, Spanish, and Italian this year? You can say, no, I'm just focusing on English. I don't want to bite off more than I can chew.
That is a very polite and smart way to set a boundary.
Boundaries are important. You know, Dave, sometimes the best resolution is to say no to things.
That sounds like a topic for another video, but you are right.
So we have, it's a work in progress, I'm taking it one day at a time, and I don't want to bite off more than I can chew.
These are great copy-paste phrases. I can use these in a text message or at the water cooler at work.
And they make you sound fluent. Native speakers use these phrases all the time because we are also stressed and trying to manage our lives.
You know, Jessica, there is another side to this. We have talked about how we talk to ourselves and how we answer questions. But what about when we are talking to a friend who is struggling?
That is such an important point, because we are not alone on this island. We have friends who are also trying to diet, or learn English, or save money.
Let's say my friend calls me. It is February. He is sad. He says, Dave, I failed. I ate the pizza. I didn't study English for 3 days. I am useless.
That breaks my heart, but we hear it so often.
What do I say to him? Do I say, yes, you are useless, try harder?
I hope not. That would be terrible friendship.
So what is the grace response?
The first thing is to validate their feeling, but not their conclusion.
Validate the feeling, not the conclusion. Unpack that for me.
So the feeling is, I am sad and disappointed. You can say, I know you are disappointed. That is a terrible feeling. But the conclusion, I am useless, is false. So you challenge that.
So I could say, I know you are upset, but you are definitely not useless. You are just human.
Perfect. And then remind them of the fresh start. In English, we often say, tomorrow is another day.
Tomorrow is another day. It is a bit of a cliche from Gone with the Wind, right?
It is, but it is true. The sun comes up again. The mistake you made today doesn't have to ruin tomorrow.
Another one I like is don't beat yourself up.
Yes, to beat yourself up. It means to punch yourself mentally, to criticize yourself over and over again. I'm so stupid, I'm so lazy.
So you say, hey, don't beat yourself up. Everyone slips up sometimes.
Slips up. That is a good phrasal verb too. A slip up is a small mistake. It is not a car crash. It's just a slip. You slipped on the ice. You get back up.
It's just a bump in the road.
Yes, a bump in the road. It slows you down, but it doesn't stop the car.
I think that is a really healthy perspective. If we can be that voice of kindness for our friends, maybe we can eventually be that voice for ourselves.
That is the goal. Usually we are much kinder to our friends than we are to ourselves. If your friend missed a grammar lesson, you would say, it's okay, you were busy. But if you miss a lesson, you say, I am lazy and terrible.
Why do we do that?
I don't know, but learning English is a great opportunity to retrain that voice.
Retrain the brain.
Dave, I want to go back to something you said earlier. You said your new list is messy.
Yes, it has crossouts and arrows and new words.
I think we should celebrate the mess.
Celebrate the mess. That sounds counterintuitive. We usually want things to be clean and perfect.
But learning isn't clean. Think about a baby learning to walk. Do they walk perfectly the first time?
No, they fall down, they bump their heads, they wobble, they look ridiculous.
Exactly. But does the mother say, you failed, you are a terrible walker?
No, she claps, she cheers, she says, look, you took one step.
We need to be that mother to ourselves. We need to celebrate the wobble.
Celebrate the wobble. I like that.
If you speak English to a stranger and you make 5 grammar mistakes, but you understood each other,
that is a win.
It is a victory.
If you aimed for 50 words and you learned 5, that is 5 more than 0. That is a win.
It is about changing the definition of success. Success isn't perfection. Success is, I showed up.
Success is showing up, yes.
This actually reminds me of a concept I read about called Kaizen. It is Japanese, I think.
Oh yes, continuous improvement.
But specifically, very small incremental changes, like just 1% better every day.
1%. That is manageable. I can do 1%.
If you improve your English by 1% every day, by the end of the year, you are 37 times better. The math is crazy.
37 times?
Compound interest. It's magic.
That is incredible. And 1% feels so easy. It's just watching one video or reading one page.
Or learning one idiom, like don't beat yourself up.
Exactly. You learned that today. You are already 1% better.
I feel better already. The panic is gone. My hands are relaxed. I'm not gripping the pen anymore.
I can see that. Your shoulders have dropped about 2 inches.
It is amazing how much stress we carry physically.
And for our listeners, I want you to check your shoulders right now. Are they up by your ears? Are you clenching your jaw?
Take a deep breath. Let it go. You don't have to learn English perfectly today. You just have to be here.
You are here. You are listening. You are doing the work. That is enough. That is enough. That is a powerful sentence. It is. We are always chasing more. More money, more vocabulary, more likes. But sometimes we need to stop and say, what I did today is enough. I think that connects to the gratitude we talked about in our Christmas episode. Being grateful for the progress we have made, instead of angry about the progress we haven't made. Yes, look at how far you have come. Think about yourself 1 year ago. Could you understand a conversation like this 1 year ago? Maybe not. Maybe you only understood 50%. Now you understand 80%. That is huge. But we forget the past versions of ourselves. We only look at the future version who is perfect. We compare our inside to everyone else's outside. Oh, that is profound. Say that again. We compare our inside, our struggles, our doubts, our mess, to everyone else's outside. Their Instagram photos, their perfect English certificates. That is so true. And it is so unfair, because that person with the perfect certificate, they struggled too. They cried in the library too. We just didn't see it. Exactly. So let's stop comparing. Let's just stay on our own path. Be the tortoise. The tortoise. Slow and steady. And happy. The tortoise wasn't stressed. He was just taking a walk. I want to enjoy the walk this year. I don't want to just run to the finish line. I think that is the secret, Dave. If you enjoy the process, you don't quit. If you hate the process, you quit in February. So how do we make English enjoyable? Do things you love. Don't just read grammar books if you hate them. Watch movies. Listen to music. Read comic books. Cook a recipe in English. Yes, if you burn the cake, you can say, it was a slip-up. Or it's a work in progress. Exactly. Make it part of your real life, not a separate study time that you dread. Dread. That is a strong word. It means to fear something or really not want to do it. I dread going to the dentist. If you dread your English practice, you are doing it wrong. Change the method. That is very permission-giving. I give you permission to stop doing boring things. Thank you, Dave. I accept your permission.
Before we wrap up, I want to challenge our listeners to do something small today. We talked about replacing I will with I am learning to.
Yes. Or picking just one word.
One word?
Yes. Instead of a long list of resolutions, some people choose a word of the year.
I love that idea. It is like a theme.
Exactly. So maybe your word is courage, or consistency, or joy.
Or gentleness.
Oh, gentleness is beautiful. So every time you make a decision, you ask, is this gentle?
If my word is action, I ask, am I taking action? It clarifies everything.
It is simple, it fits on a sticky note, and you can't really fail a word. You just live with it.
It is sustainable.
Sustainable. That is our final vocabulary word for today. It means something you can keep doing for a long time without burning out.
Solar power is sustainable. Sprinting a marathon is not sustainable.
We want your English learning to be sustainable. We want you to be speaking English in 10 years, not just 10 days.
So here is our question for you guys today. We want to know your word.
Yes. Instead of a big resolution, choose just one word for your year. Is it peace? Is it action? Is it health? Or maybe confidence?
Write your word in the comments below. Tell us why you chose it.
And look at other people's words too. Encourage them. If someone writes courage, reply and say, that is a beautiful word. You can do it.
Let's fill the comments with encouragement. Let's make this the kindest comment section on YouTube.
I think we can do that. Our listeners are the best.
They really are.
And speaking of listeners, whether you are listening to this on your commute in Tokyo, or while washing dishes in Sao Paulo, or walking your dog in Berlin,
Or sitting on your sofa in Istanbul,
we want you to know that we are cheering for you. We are proud of you.
you showed up today. You listened to English for 20 minutes. That is a victory.
Keep going. Don't give up. But also don't beat yourself up.
Be the tortoise. Enjoy the walk.
Have a wonderful, gentle start to your new year, everyone.
May your year be full of progress, not perfection.
See you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.